Hello everybody and welcome back to Fate Extra for the PSP. Now, I guess I'll explain it once we actually get to it, but what was I doing here? Oh yes, we need to go into the arena. Oh yeah, I did find out that enemies do respawn, so you can grind in this game. If you go back and forth between the beginning and the end of the arena, you'll see enemies respawning. It does take a little while for enemies to respawn, so if you keep going back and forth in the arena, the enemies will eventually respawn. Enemies usually respawn by the time I get to the other side. Well, as I'm going through to get to the other side, they're usually there, so it's not too long. But it does take a while because you're running from one end of the arena to the other. So you can grind that way. And I do grind in this episode. I grind to level 10. I believe I'm level 8 right now. So yes, we need to get more treasure than Shinji. If you haven't been putting skill points into defense, you are going to be screwed for the final. For the boss of, well, when you fight Shinji's servant here. If you haven't put any skill points into defense, you are almost screwed. It depends where you put it. You need to have put most of it into magic, or all of your skill points into magic if you haven't put it into defense at all. Because her Noble Phantasm, you've seen I've upgraded my defense a little bit. It does 420 damage to me, and I have only 530 health by the time I fight them. So let's say I didn't level up during this little mini game here, I would be dead probably in one hit from the Noble Phantasm. So if you haven't put any into defense and you put all into magic, you could still be fine, because you can do enough damage to them where you can kill them before they actually do their Noble Phantasm. They do their Noble Phantasm once they reach a red health. But I've seen a person defeat them, but they were level 13. You might be able to do it on a lower level, but if you might need to grind to level 13 if you haven't put some skill points into defense. So that's just my advice to you. So if you haven't been keeping multiple save files, you might be, and you saved it on the day where you had to fight Shinji's servant, you might be screwed there. Which is why this game recommends you keep multiple save files, so you can see where Shinji and his servant are up on the map. So the little trick I was saying is just ignore the first two treasures. You can't get the first one, and you can't go to the right. They always will go to the right in that fork in the road. So if you, like I said, if you just did what I did here, you will be fine. You always get more treasure than them. If you're playing as other servants, you should be fine in regards to the damage you take from the Noble Phantasm. I think so anyway, because caster is pretty weak in the beginning. So if you have other servants, you should be pretty okay. So, like I said, if you let them get any more than the two that they have, and you're a lower level than me, and you're playing as caster, you might want to reload a save, because just with the two, it does a crap ton of damage. Her Shinji's Noble Phantasm. So I fight that other bull creature. And I decided to, I look up grinding here just to see if I was mistaken or not, whether or not you have to go back through. And I was originally going to show me still being in the dungeon before I went back here. Don't worry, that was the first line of dialogue that appeared when I got back from the dungeon. But I forgot. I listened to videos while I'm grinding, and I had it on, and so you could hear the video while some of the footage was going. But you didn't miss anything. You just missed me going back into the leaving the arena. That's all you missed. It says arena completion rate at 99%. I assume the only way to get 100% is to get all 5 treasures in that little game there. I believe I'm going to be interrupted in a second, so hopefully I don't forget anything. But yeah, I am going to show my status, and I'm going to go, to the, I forget what it was called, but I'm going to apply my SP points, and then I think I'm going to buy, I don't think I buy anything with the commissioner. I might, but a bit of dialogue is going to go on, and oh god, and so you won't miss much. No, you won't miss much. There won't be a lot of things that need to be explained. I suppose I'll start mentioning it now. I actually lose the first time I battle Ryder. It was because I wasn't ready for their Noble Phantasm. I didn't think it would do so much damage, but it did quite a bit of damage, and I ended up losing. I was doing fine. I was doing perfectly fine. I was about to beat them in my first try, but wasn't ready for the Noble Phantasm, and I get wrecked. So you want to go back to your private room and reorganize your information, like Caster said in the previous day. So we need to organize our information. Do exactly what I do here, and you should get Matrix level E if you've gotten all the information before. She dual wields pistols. I believe you won't get Matrix level E if you pick other. If you pick the other options. I don't think it gives you a second chance either, so you might want to save before you do this. It's just in case you accidentally pick the wrong option. A ship. She has a ship. The Golden Hind. Put some water there, but I didn't expect it to be that loud. And that water kind of tasted weird, but yes, she is Sir Francis Drake. Oh, this is not Sir Francis Drake anymore, is it? Man or woman. Yep. So I believe we eventually do find out their real name, but true names. But if it isn't before the battle, it doesn't really help us. Because spoiler alerts, I think Shinji pretty much says her true name. If you do certain achievements, your servant will say stuff like this and recognize that you did something. There's also a conversation where if she takes a certain amount of damage, she'll, I guess, scold you for it. Thanks, Caster. Alright, nice. Guess I save it another time. But yeah, if you've done everything I've done so far, you should be fine. if you're having a bit of trouble, then you might need to get you might need to get better at predicting the enemy's moves. You might want to write down everything the enemy does during their turn, and then, you know, just try to apply it when you battle them again. Because when you lose, the game gives you an option to restart. Oh, and the fan you hear is the game. It's not me this time, guys. It's not me. Other things you want to do when battling Shinji Servant. Make sure you're healed all the time. Don't. Around 10 ether shards should be enough. But if you don't feel that's enough, then just buy more. You can sell that pirate booty. I didn't sell it, but you can. You can sell it for around 2,000 money, so you shouldn't have any problem with money. Just heal caster at the either at the end of every turn or at the beginning. You're gonna have to mix that up a little bit, because there are times where you're gonna have to heal at the end. When she does her noble, when she does, yeah, I guess it's she. When Francis Drake does her noble phantasm, you're gonna want to heal when she does that, because you don't know how much damage you're gonna take. Even if you think you're gonna do it perfectly, make sure you heal. Make sure you have the formal wear for healing here, because that will heal much more than the ether shards right now. I believe I want to go to the commissionary first. I'm not sure if I actually buy anything from there. I guess I decided to save it one more time before heading in. Alright. Yep, we're ready. Ready as we'll ever be. But I feel that my match with Ryder here, Francis Drake here was close. I think it was close. My heart was pumping a little bit there, mostly because I didn't want to do it over again. I did actually have quite a bit of footage. Not quite a bit of footage. I had a lot of parts to the footage, because I started recording, stopped recording, and started recording again, just to make sure I didn't have to re-record everything, because I wanted, everything to be perfect, I guess. Now you're gonna have some options here. It doesn't affect the storyline in any way whatsoever, so pick whatever option you want. That was virtual school. So I actually looked into a bit of Fate Extra CC, and it looks like it's a Fate Extra CCC. And it looks like it's a completely different game. It's nothing like this game. If it has the original game, this game, and the new part in it, then it's a huge game. But I think it only has a new part of the new story in it, and it's a big game. And it has a lot of new servants. It has I believe the old servants here, and new 4 other servants that you can choose from. So there's a lot of replayability in that one. And there's a lot of replayability in this one. I might play this after I'm done recording it and play with the other servants. Might, probably won't, but you know. If you guys would like me to go through this game with the other servants, and if there's a lot of demand for it, then I will go back and do the other servants' pathways. But as of right now, I have no plan, and I don't plan on doing the other servants' pathways. Well, I don't plan on playing. I should have said routes, but I don't plan on playing. I'm thinking of this as a visual novel, but it isn't. I guess it sort of borrows some elements from that, but I won't be playing. I guess with the other servants. with Archer or Saber, unless it's heavily requested. Unless it's heavily requested, I won't do it. And even then, I probably won't be showing. I'll probably only be showing major events and not anything else. That's probably what people want. Like I said, if you really want me to do it, then request it. But it has to be a lot of people requesting it. I think I should put caster in parentheses in these videos at the end of these videos, so people know that I'm playing as caster. Because people might want an Archer or Saber playthrough. And hey, look, it's a Death Star. All right, we're getting ready for our battle with Shinji. Yeah, he says Eldrax. So, Eldrake. Eldrake. So we find out who it is, I guess. Not the exact name, but we do figure it out, I guess. Okay. But yeah, also, I don't believe it's actually, I'll mention this, is a good idea to do 2 magic seals with caster in a row, because she stuns against, you know, certain things that the enemy does. But I believe when you stun them, they don't do their next move along with their current move. I could be wrong in that, but I believe that's the case. So if you do 2 magic spells, you might do more damage, but I guess you're kind of wasting MP. It'd be best to do it every other. I can't say turn, but every other number, I guess, because 1, 2, 4, 6. So I equipped the Exorcist Blade here. If you remember, I think I showed that I equipped that last episode. The reason I equipped the Exorcist Blade is because the hack ability stuns against an enemy servant skill, and I lose there, so I just decided to show that off. But I did lose. What was I gonna say? It stuns against an enemy servant's skills, so she does her skills a lot at the first turn. But I believe we forget that a few turns, because sometimes the game tells you, sometimes it doesn't. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, because I know, you know, 2 of her moves. I decided to use the spells on when I know her moves. And when I know what Francis Drake is gonna do. So if I did hack there, she wouldn't have done that. She would have been stunned. But yeah, this does not count. The skills will not count towards your I guess correct predictions, I guess you could call it. Because as you can see there, she got stunned, and so she wasn't able to move. So it kind of is a waste to do your skills in a row with caster. If you've dumped a lot of your MP, and not a lot of your MP, if you dumped a lot of your skill points into magic, or all of them, then you shouldn't really have any problem, as your magic attacks you do a crap ton of damage. But you still might have a problem in regards to how much damage you take. You see, because I'm still doing a decent ton of damage with how much I've put into, you know, magic here, but I've seen people do a lot more here, so with caster anyway. But they were also higher level than me. So. So yeah, she doesn't actually have that much of a. Francis Drake doesn't have much of a difficult pattern. She switches it up sometimes, but it really isn't anything amazing. And it's really quite easy to predict, to be honest, as you can see here. She does switch it up sometimes, though, so it isn't always the same, but for the most part, it's quite easy to predict. I don't know, I'm having so much trouble figuring out. I figured it out there, and I think what was going on in my head is I thought I did it wrong. But yeah, you can once per turn you can only use one. You can only use a code cast, an item, or a skill. You can use multiple skills, but you can't use a skill and a code cast or a skill and an item. I don't think. You might be able to use a skill and an item, but you can't use a code cast and an item on the same turn. That's what I figured out anyway. I think, yeah, you should be able to do a skill, a code cast, an item, and a skill, but you shouldn't be able to use a code cast and an item on the same turn. I think I planned to do I do a hack here or do I? Oh no, I remember now. I did hack here and then I did an item later and I didn't realize that it got rid of the code cast. See, yeah, it gets rid of it, so you can use a code cast and item at the same turn. And I didn't notice it until the actual battle goes on. So Shinji, hack doesn't work against Shinji's skills because they aren't skills; they're code cast. So don't bother using hack on his stuff. And I was really wondering what to actually do here. So instead of I decided to use heal instead here because caster needs to be healed. And see, that recovers a lot of HP, so you're gonna want that code cast on here. If you're not really too worried about the enemy skills, then you can de-equip the Exorcist Blade and equip the Form Warrior Command, the Commissionary, so you have more HP. Which might have been the better option here, but yep, and we can see there that she's planning to, or she's going to use her Noble Phantasm this turn, as we can see there. If you haven't gotten Matrix level E, you actually won't know when they'll do their Noble Phantasm. I don't know why. I think I do guard there. I don't know why, because I figured out that stun you can actually attack them, but I don't think at this point I figured out actually that stun prevents them from doing their next attack option. So I was I was very good. Now I'm noticing that I'm saying a lot. I noticed that. I forget what I was gonna say, but anyway, you're gonna see how much their Noble Phantasm does here. $452 damage. So If you don't have anything in defense, I'm pretty sure that was going to kill you. So I decided to use an Ether Shard right off the bat because caster's gonna need the HP. Kind of lucky that fighter decided to use her skill there because, you know, to let me do some damage. And that turn was, overall, it was better for me than it was for them. And I'm thinking if that's the best option or not, and I decided it is, as you can see. And it actually was a good option. It was actually, I did pretty well there, I think, because I think I correctly predict enough of her moves that I do a chain, I'm able to finish her off. And there you have it. The first boss, true boss of the game, I guess. Doesn't even give us enough experience to level up. So I guess we were kind of over leveled for this. But we do it! And that's the end of that episode. Oh, what's this? Oh. Looks like I left some footage that was supposed to be cut out there. But anyway. That's the end of that episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I didn't mean to leave it on a cliffhanger there. But I didn't want to record anymore. So, but we'll find out what happens tomorrow now, won't we? So, I'll see you guys again next time, whenever that is. Bye.